Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel.
Back to another episode of We Got Shit to Say and Everyday Vibe. We are glad to be back with you all today. We are excited. We have a fire topic for you today because it's one that, whether you know it or not, affects all of us daily.
Right.
We're excited to, one, dive into this, but also really get your feedback and your comments, how you feel about it, where do you feel you're at. So, in case you don't know and it's your first time here, hey, I'm Amanda.
And I'm Kay.
And we appreciate you being with us today. So let's hop into it. Kay, what we talking about today?
Today we're talking about my favorite topic, mindset. Yeah.
Mindset.
I mean, honestly, it's a very important topic. Like you said, it affects everybody.
Yeah.
You know, and honestly, if you don't have a good mindset, you can spread it to a lot of other people that you're around.
Absolutely.
So it's very important that when you're around people, you're doing certain things, you come prepared with the right mindset, right? You know, I mean, y'all go out and your mindset, you know, getting better. Yeah. So in the same sense, you trying to get things done, you know, you trying to stay motivated, you trying to stay positive, you have to have that same mindset, you know, to keep charged up, to keep it going. That I do, I lead with my mind first. Because I can say out my heart what I want to do and what I desire, but if I don't have it in my mind, changed in my mind that this is what's going to happen and the things that I need to do in order to get these things done, then it really don't matter. You know, it's not going to come to fruition at all. It's just going to still be a thing that I keep saying in my mind that's going to happen, and it never happens because why? I didn't form my mind around getting it done. So being intentional, being positive, being dedicated and disciplined, you know, and discipline is hard. Like
Hard. Capital HARD.
yes, it is difficult. I mean, like a lot of us say we want to lose weight, you know, we want to start eating healthy, and that's the main thing you need when you're working out and eating better is to have discipline. And sometimes you can't even do that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we can't even freaking wake up on time to go to work. You know that all takes discipline. So when you add an extra layer, you say I want to be an entrepreneur,
Man.
like. If you don't got discipline or at least know how to get to it, you might as well hang it up.
Exactly. And sometimes too, I've realized, especially with me personally, mindset comes from almost like small wins, right? So a lot of times we have so much going on and we only look at the bigger picture. So we only want to focus on the big outcome of things, right? And if it's like the big outcome, if it happened, that's a win. If it didn't, it's not a win to us. And that's really not the truth. I'm guilty of this too. I have to really start to look at the small wins and focus on it. And so for me this year, I challenged myself. I'm really on a fitness journey to lose weight, get healthy, all of that stuff. And so literally my first bit of trying to change my mindset, even around just health and working out and whatnot. I'm an athlete, right? I've been an athlete all my life. Started out in t-ball in 3rd grade, started tracking like middle school, played basketball since 2nd grade. I've never stopped sports until I went to college. And even then it just became, okay, now I'm like a gym rat, right? But even in that, sometimes half the battle is getting to the gym or getting to your destination of your workout. Even if it's your home, sometimes half the battle is just getting off the couch and getting on the spandex or whatever you need to work out. So literally, I realized I'm dead. No, but exactly. And that's the thing. So for me this year, I challenged myself. And honestly, shout out to my friend. He got so many different names on Instagram. So I don't know which one he's at the moment, but his name is Maurice. Reese's something is what his handle is at this point. He literally opened up a gym with a bunch of friends called Home Base. And I think it's out here in Hollywood somewhere. And so check them out, guys. But Maurice, he was out here with his team at home base and they decided that they were going to like run this marathon, right? He inspired me because he did like a 5x5. He challenged himself to a 5x5 in the gym for 5 days, for 5 days a week, right? And so I decided, okay, I'm going to take that on. And if you watched our last episode, I talked about Climber, which was a place that really helps with your mindset and just taking off the lenses and the things that aren't serving you anymore. And so I came out of Climber realizing like how big commitments really are and how they show up in everybody's life. It's not just about how you don't keep your commitments to other people, which already tarnishes relationships, but even keeping a commitment to yourself, that tarnishes your own self relationship with yourself. Like you can't even like commit to yourself. How do other people expect you to commit to them? And so I started my journey that way. Like I literally was like, I'm about to do a 5x5. We're going to do 5 days a week for 5 weeks straight. No excuses. I'm committing to this. Man, 5x5 then turned into like, we in month. That was in April. This is month. What month we in? November? I'm still going to the gym 5 days a week, every single week. Like I'm getting it. So sometimes it's about commitments. Your mindset really can shift from the small wins and the small commitments. And sometimes your commitment got to be to you. We commit to everybody else, everything else. We commit to, even if we like to work sometimes, we commit to these jobs every day, right? Why can't we commit to ourselves to get our own wins and to get our own life in order?
Get them together.
Hey, I'm with you.
I really love that. Like you just taught me something. You just learned me something today. I'm about to do a 5x5. I'm pretty dedicated to some of the things that I do, and I pretty much show up. Like you said, you're trying to get back to fitness. You're trying to get back to health, and I want to do those things too. So, thank you for dropping that gym on me. Like, I like to push myself, because those things are important to me too. And like you said, that changing that mindset, and a lot of times it's just like saying it out loud, doing it, not thinking too much about it, just doing it. Just actually like when you have that thought, do it.
Yep.
The main thing like that helped me change my mindset was one simple line that I learned in a book that I was listening to on Audible, and it said, it takes the same amount of energy to think about something as it takes to actually doing it. It doesn't take no more energy, y'all. Like the same amount of energy that you put into, I want to go to the gym. It takes the same amount of energy to actually go.
Right.
It doesn't take no more nothing. You just gotta do it.
Yeah.
So like when I had learned that in the time, it was about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. I was really coming up for myself like that. I just kept replaying that in my head. And I just remember like, go, just do it. When you get the thought, do it. And like, if you just lead with that, how much shit do you think you get done?
Right.
Like,
major facts.
Like, put it in my head, like, I wake up in the morning, I gotta do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 100 things. And then you only end up doing 5. And you say, I'm so tired. Well,
right.
So much more energy to get it done. But if you just tell yourself, I'm going to do it, and you do it, just do it. And it's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong.
But I feel you on that, because even with the gym, sometimes that's what it is. Like the more I think about it and plan it and plot it out, the more I've now planned it and plotted myself out of it. Like now I'm not going because I found all these other things and reasons. And absolutely. Compared to like, okay, like I woke up with the intention that I'm going to the gym today. I get off at X, Y, and Z time. Okay, bet I can get dressed while on my last break while I work for the gym. So that way when I clock out, grab my water, grab my keys, whatever I need, out the door. Didn't even put that much thought into it anymore because it was already my intention. So now I just showed up and did it. Like,
just wasn't doing it.
Because I've even thought myself to the couch.
Bruh, I think myself to my bed every time I clock out of work. For the last couple weeks, I've been saying I'm gonna go to the gym. I got my dumbbells right there by my desk. Like, I set myself up, but like she said, you will think yourself out of doing something when you could just literally think yourself into doing it. It's the same amount of energy. It don't take no more, no less. It's a trick. You know what I'm saying? We've been tricked. The mind, you could trick your mind. And that's all it's been. That's all it's been is a trick. And like when you learn those things and you change your mindset, all you can do is win. Those little wins turn into big wins and bigger wins. So, just that main thought, like, I'ma do it, and it ain't nothing to it.
Yeah.
Let's say I'm a
And I think sometimes it's easy to be talked out of things too. And that's just a level of mental toughness that I realize is really needed. And it sounds kind of bad sometimes, but there's times where I'm like, yo, this is my selfish year or this is my selfish month. And we've made the word selfish to be so toxic. And it's not. It's okay to be selfish sometimes because sometimes you got to take care of you, bro. Nobody else is going to take care of you. Nobody else is going to handle your business and love you. Like, nobody's going to do it for you. Like, I mean, some of y'all are twins out here, so that's amazing because I love twins. I think y'all are super dope. Some of y'all are twins out here. So maybe you weren't in the womb alone, but for people like me, who's an only child, I came into this world alone. When you bury me in my casket, I'm gonna be alone. So at the end of the day, your thoughts, your opinions, and I get it. People think that they're doing what's best for you, and they're just trying to give you, their thought process, and they love you, and they want to make sure that you're doing the right thing. But can't nobody live your life for you but you? And a lot of times too, people are just projecting the very fears and the very mental blocks and blinders that they have on their life onto you, and then we take them on because we don't have the mental toughness to be like, yo, but like, you're not living my life. You're not walking in my shoes. You're not paying my bills. Like, you're not doing anything except for being another force in my life. And so, I mean, not saying that I don't love you either, but your words don't really hold that much value to what I'm doing because I ain't seen you bust through your mental to even you ain't even attempted it. I'm at least out here attempting it, whether it flop or not. I at least attempted it. So what you do? And that's really no shade, but that's just real. Cause like too many times our mindset is really shifted and tarnished by just the thoughts and the opinions and all the chatter that's around us. And also comparison, like really comparison is the thief of joy and so many dreams. Cause like your race ain't everybody's race. I ran track. I know I gotta stay in my lane or else I didn't forfeited the race. So stay in your lane.
If you ain't got no 5 stars in the comments, ask that.
I'm dead.
Like, for real, be selfish with yourself. That mindset shift. Forget what everybody else saying. That's the only way you gonna quiet your mind. You gonna get to listen to your inner desires, your inner wants. And like she said, like, people literally come to steal that from you, because they don't know. They haven't reached that point of their life where they can find true happiness or true purpose. So a lot of the times when you trying to tell people what you got going on or what you're trying to do, they don't understand. So they respond with negativity. Their mindset hasn't switched. So why would you go ask advice for somebody that ain't never did it before, or they never changed nothing before? You want to always go to advice to people that are literally living above you or living the way where you want to be, because that's how you're going to know how to grow. That person been there, done that, so stay away from the people that ain't never did nothing. If they ain't never been on the plane, don't ask nobody what it's like at the airport.
Exactly.
Because you ain't never going to take flight.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. So
hardcore because like people really will. They, if I didn't really believe it, but I see it all the time now, and it's so true. People want you to do well, just not better than them. And so truly, if your mindset is not right and you don't have your own mental toughness to live your life for you the way you want to live it, like you'll get caught up in everybody else and everything else. And it will be the very thing to stop you. And we all come from different walks and races of life and whatnot. But clearly, like you see us, we are 2 Black females. So out the gate, there's a lot of things that are like set up against us. But that's not enough. Just to say that I was set up and things are against me, that's not enough to just throw in the towel. And like, granted, it takes some life lessons. It takes some getting knocked down. But truly, if anything I could say for sure about mindset is I would really say invest in mentorship. Like okay, so let me holler at my Black people real quick. Sorry, y'all, but let me holler at my Black people real quick. Real quick. For real, y'all. Therapy is not the devil. Therapy is not the devil. Literally, I know a lot of us are brought up in church, probably a Baptist church if you like me. Church. And look, if you ain't learned by now, you should know I got full faith in God. I have a full relationship with God. I believe I know God. I know he's real and I know that he's a miracle worker. I get that. But God, he created us humans and he's also the orchestrator of everything. everything cannot just be solved through prayer and through church. And there's so much church hurt as it is that like church is a very place that people run from because they're hurt. So that's not going to be the savior. Therapy is okay, y'all. Like it's truly amazing. Honestly, I went to therapy. I put myself in therapy. So what was that, last year sometime? Like it was offered to me through my company. I definitely had a negative connotation of it. Girl, I went to therapy, busted up some stuff, and I was like, I'm an advocate. We like Black people need therapy, bruh. Because I don't even know. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm a theologian and a historian and know all of that. But literally, there's trauma already in us. It's just running through our veins. Y'all need to talk about some of that stuff. I love church. I definitely believe you should pray about it. I definitely believe you should leave it in God's hands, put it at the altar, forgive, all of that. But go to therapy too. Therapy and theology, please, for the love of God. Calling all my warriors. So many of us have a story to tell. We have a time of triumph or a situation that seemed impossible to come back from, yet here you are. You're a champion, and I commend you on that. I had that moment too when I was 21, and it took years, but I'm finally standing here as a warrior that broke down those walls and busted up the lens of things that no longer serve me. Our stories may not be the same, but our victory is. Click the link in my bio and get a copy of my ebook, 10 Steps to Move Powerfully Through Mourning, and join the growing community of warriors. See you on the other side.
Everything that she said. And then also, I kind of want to add to that is watch how you talk to yourself. Especially as like Black people, like there's a lot of trauma, there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of, pain there. And like, it's bad enough that people talk to us crazy. You got Black parents and, they use tough love to motivate you and to uplift you. And that don't work. And so think about when you're a kid and, you're trying to get some things and you're getting that same tough love. And then you grow up and you still saying that same tough love to yourself. That's not going to help you. It's not going to motivate you.
Right.
It's going to just reinforce that trauma. So, really think about how you talk to yourself when you are upset about the things that you decide to do your decisions and your choices. Sometimes we don't make the best choices, and that's okay.
Right.
But just remember, like, you're human and you're figuring it out. So on my journey with spirituality, Christian, I do believe in God and I do pray, but I don't choose Christianity as my religion. I don't really have a religion, to be honest. I just have my faith and I do what makes me feel connected to God, But when I was getting back to myself and really doing a transformation with me, I would say this thing to myself. Every time I said something meaningful to me, every time I said something mean to myself, maybe I didn't show up for myself that day. And I say, oh my God, you can't never do nothing right. Or you ain't never on time, or you ain't ready for this. I would stop in my tracks and I would say, watch how you talk to yourself, Black girl. And I would just stop. And then once I said that, I would be like, how can I show it for myself? I'm doing the best that I can.
Yep.
And that's all you got. So when you by yourself, try to change the talk that you give yourself, because you are the only person that can love you, like, for real.
Yep.
So if you are showing up for yourself and you're loving yourself and you're giving yourself positive, good talk, you don't have a choice but to be filled with goodness. Your mind doesn't have a choice but to be filled with goodness, because it only takes a speck of negativity to change it.
Yep.
Negativity is easy to creep up. So really watch what you say to yourself and about yourself, because it's going to continue to go in your mind.
Yep.
So say good things.
And to add on to that, like, because that's absolutely facts. Like, I mean, if you can't even love you or treat you right, how do you expect other people to? And like, people can feel that. They can feel when you show up and how you radiate. People can feel that, and how you either allow or don't allow people to treat you based on how you treat yourself is literally you're teaching people how to treat you. And so absolutely everything Kay just said is like straight gospel for real. Like, and to add on to that, I mean, I learned recently during my personal mastery sessions that I've done this year to really grow and whatnot. They kind of break down things into 3 sectors, right? And it could be your conscious, your subconscious, and then like whatever, right? The outer realm. Or it could be another way to look at it is like your head, your heart, and then there's like, all of that, right? God and whoever. So really, it's a matter of your head and your heart, right? Everything that you say, your heart hears. Like everything that you say, your heart knows your voice. So everything that your heart's you say, your heart hears that. Even if it's in your head, that's something that's meditating and ruminating, and that's getting to your heart. And so literally your heart, not to say that like, your heart isn't a valuable organ and whatnot, but your heart's kind of dumb. A lot of things are made on the head level, right? And so your heart really only has the one response, which is okay. So if that's what your head is constantly telling your heart, that's what your heart's going to believe. It's going to go with, and it's going to keep creating those same situations because it's like, okay, that's what I'm used to. That's what I know. That's what's comfortable per se. So you do like self-talk is huge. It's so huge. And I don't think I even really realized that until this year. And sometimes it takes a little growing up to do and realize, but if you don't hear nothing else we say, please hear that. Love yourself. Talk nice to yourself. Y'all love to be out here in the streets talking about talk nice to me. Please talk nice to yourself. I'm dead.
So like I love how you put that in heart in outside of ourselves. That's the connection right there, and like that's when you got that, when they're both on the same accord, that's how you find your purpose. That's how you find your peace. I want to ask you a question. How when those times when your mindset is not completely where you want it to be, what do you do to get there?
So for me, sometimes it really is stealing away and shutting down. And I don't always do it in the best way. So I'm still finding healthier ways to shut down per se. Because sometimes it is. It's just completely overwhelming and I just can't take much more. So I kind of shut down. And so for me, it's really a matter of, I will say that I think my best moments of reset-ish in a way is in my car and in the shower. Those are literally the places where I have my best prayers, my best moments with God. And to get my mindset back right, it's a lot of, I got to go do something that I love. A lot of times it means going for a run or going for a hike. I got to get back just in nature and have a moment for me. And gospel music, I got a whole gospel playlist that got hours of music and I'm still trying to grow it. If y'all know some great gospel music, drop it in the comments, send it my way. Like we expanding the playlist. So yeah, but for me, it's really gospel music and getting back to things that I love. I used to love to draw. So every now and then I might doodle something, and journaling's been really huge for me. That has been a really big factor in my mindset shift. So yeah, gospel music, nature, journaling. that's kind of my wheelhouse right there. What about you?
Good. That's good. I think some of the same things you do. I definitely go to music. I think since I've been on a spiritual journey, my go-to is meditation and prayer. I mean, I was a part of the church growing up, and so of course I have prayer as my background. That's the first thing that I go to. God, show me what's going on. But definitely adding the meditation part to it. And I've been fond of meditating and praying and just really listening. I do a lot of voice memos.
Okay.
So it's not like sometimes if I just feel like like you said, when I can't take no more, it's like I can't take no more. It's time. A lot of the times I do a lot of voice memos when I'm driving. I love to take hot showers. I got my stuff to kind of keep me, to bring me back.
Yeah,
and like that works for me. It doesn't work for everybody, but that's what works for me. Talking to God, affirmations. I love affirmations. So, I'll write them,
so I feel that.
Yeah, journaling, all those things. Talking to a person that's more wise than me, or talking it out with my spouse. Just sometimes you need to talk to somebody. And like you said, therapy, but just talking about it.
Yeah.
Because you're not alone. You don't, it's something maybe going on, that we can't see, and everybody all crazy, which is why we podcast right now, because we all have
Yeah. Look.
We tripping, so, but just talking about with my friends and just jotting it down, and but also telling myself over and over that I'm going to get out of it. I don't never stay there. I always tell myself, even if it don't matter, which I'm so grateful to do because everybody can't do this. And it's because I changed my mindset. I can literally feel a form of depression coming on, or anxiety.
Yeah, that's really
And
wow, that's powerful.
I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I see this. I see it outside of myself. And I know that I'm not doing or being the person that I am. But I always say to myself, like, it's not gonna last. It's gonna move.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
and that thought that I know that it's not gonna be here forever because I recognize what it feels like. I can feel comfortable in feeling what I feel because my feelings are valid.
Yeah. That's a
Because I
big
know
part
that.
right there too. People don't want to feel their feelings. Like we just look, you guilty.
You better listen to it now.
This is why look, this is why we live off each other because you teaching me. Like I know we've talked about meditation before. We know I'm not good at that because I don't know how to sit still. We talk. I don't know how to rest. So like but these are the things that we're like, you got to be in the right like rooms and have the right communities and really be able to open up and have the conversation because you don't know what you can learn from the other person. I absolutely learn that from you, and it's something that I know, okay, when I'm ready to really sit in it and practice it, I know I can come to you and you'll help me out and you'll guide me through it, and that's what it takes sometimes. And I mean, even the talk part of it, like you just said, you tell yourself it's not going to be there forever, you're gonna get out of it, and that's huge in itself because some people don't do that. Like I have a quote that I have in different places because it's been in my life for so long. But literally it says we spend so much time talking about our problems. We never really talk about our blessings. It's rare that we like sit and talk about and just sit there with all of our blessings as much as we do our problems. And I remember reading, what's his name? It's Pastor like Prince something or whatever, but it's his book is called the Live the Let Go Life. I read that book and it was such a game changer too, because even in that, there's a part in there where he talks about there being these almost like tubes, right? Say there's like tubes running down a wall and like oil and water and everything's flowing through them, right? But the more you talk about the problem, whichever tube that is, it's like tying a knot around it and constantly tightening it. You're cutting off whatever blessing could be coming to you anyway, because you're cutting off the flow because that's all you're focusing on. So you keep talking about, you keep tightening the knot and you're cutting off whatever blessings are coming your way because that's your only focus. You don't even see it. And so it's huge. So you knowing that it don't matter, I'm gonna get through it. That is so huge because people can't do that. They don't sit in their feelings. They don't want to deal with their feelings. They run and get it. Sometimes it seems easier, but then you're in it longer, and that sucks. Nobody wants to stay feeling like that. So it
never
huge.
Changes.
Exactly.
It never changes, and I think that's like honestly what meditation has taught me. Meditation is really just all about being able to sit with your thoughts and be okay with your thoughts. And, it hurts sometimes. Like when you first start meditating, it'll hurt because a lot of things are going to start shedding because you got to sit with them. You got to sit with the truth.
Yeah.
And some people, they can't handle the truth, so they don't want to. They don't want to think about those things. They don't want to let their mind just go, 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 go. And then when you're able to flush the thought, then you could just get to a higher part of yourself and just be and just feel and just listen and see. But not with your eyes because your eyes are closed.
Yeah.
And that's when the manifestation starts. And so like that's honestly, it helped me. And honestly, I'm so grateful. My aunt taught me how to meditate. She's been meditating for probably like 20 years now. And she's a vegetarian and so she's a different type of person. She don't eat meat. She eat clean. They think clean. Like it's a lot of different things when you don't eat meat. But she taught me how to meditate, and I wasn't really caring about it. I didn't really care about it that much until I moved to LA, and I was away from my family. I got away from everything. And I didn't realize how moving was going to change me. I didn't have nobody to lean on. I didn't have nobody here. Like, even though I was with my family that lived here, those people that motivated me and did things for me to make me feel good, I didn't have that anymore. So I didn't have a choice but to lean on me. And meditation and prayer, it kept me up. And it allowed me to literally be where I am right now. If it wasn't for meditation, manifestation, and prayer, I literally would not be talking to y'all right now on our podcast. And I still practice those things today. Maybe not as much as I used to, because I was like meditating twice a day. You know, I was only,
I know that's right.
but I was focused. I had a goal.
Yeah.
And because I was so focused for like 3 years straight, I'm able to talk that talk because I walk that walk.
Exactly.
You know, and now I know when I need it, I know where to go. But I'm getting back to the point where I have to be focused because now I'm trying to change my life again. But instead of changing my life to just change my life, I'm changing my life because I'm elevating.
Hey guys, it's your second host, Kay, of We Got Ish to Say. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in to our very first video. Me and Amanda are so excited to have you here. We had so much fun recording this video for you, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I am also your owner of Everyday People Luxury Eyewear Company. Please do not forget to tap that link below to tune into my site at everydaypeopleworld.com.
Yeah.
You know,
Say that. There we go. Yep. Exactly. It's higher heights and it's levels over here. That's right. Yeah. That is major facts. That is so huge. So, I mean, look, I think we gave y'all some. Look, we let you into our lives for sure, but everything we do, even our brands that we have, like, you know, they're really centered around like the people. They're centered around community and what we can do to pretty much give back and influence and help the community in ways that, you know, we just wish to kind of like shake you by the shoulder sometimes and like, get you to a new place because we could be so much more. You know, we can do so much more and be so much greater. And not saying there's anything wrong with where you're at now because that's your story. That's part of your journey. And later on, that's your testimony. And you don't know what your story is going to do for somebody else down the line. So I've learned to not really like hate things that have happened to me and, you know, get caught up and harbor on them because look, it's part of my testimony. That very part that I didn't see, it's so crazy. Ed Milet, he has a book too called The Power of One More, but literally he says that you are the most qualified person to help the person you used to be. So literally, no matter where you are, where you came from, if you have now gotten out of that situation, look back. Don't be afraid to tell your story. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable and open up and like lend a hand because you're the most qualified person to help who you used to be. So, I mean, there's power in you no matter what. There's a power in you and in your story. We just want you to see the power in you. That's all. Like, and we remember when we was talking about and I lost my whole entire thought. Yeah, we back. But I was going to say, this is not a plug because look, it probably sounds like I'm plugging, but literally y'all, I've been through a lot this year and we done grown and changed and worked with people and it's just a lot. So I do not get paid by these people. This is not paid. I'm not a plug. Like there's no ad, but literally, it's so funny because Pastor Mike taught a sermon called Cuff to Contamination. Y'all should watch that. Because just like Kay was saying, when it's the little stuff sometimes, it's the little comments, it's the little side remarks, it's the little looks and whatnot. Those are literally like little droplets of whether it's bleach, food color, and however you want to put it. Watch the sermon. You'll see what he does. It'll bring it to life for you. But literally, cuff to contamination, that shows you that's real. And sometimes you got to reevaluate your circle, y'all, because look, your mindset, like Kay said, it's time to elevate. It's time to elevate. Like, 2023 about to be a whole we on a new level. Look, you and it hurts. So I mean, I don't have much more to say, but what I will leave you with is in my prayers, and again, y'all, however you choose to work through your stuff, but in my prayers, one of my biggest prayers this year has literally been for God, for him to change my funny enough, also cuff to control. It's a sermon. TC Nation. Pastor Mike got you. Cuff to control. I'm a control person. So I've been praying for God to change my like areas and just how I feel about trying to always control things and situations because I'm not God. So I am, it's exhausting. I'm tired of trying to play God. I'm good. Yeah, you could have it. My bad, Lord. So literally control. And I've also been praying for God to really like evaluate my circle and let me be okay with letting go, because I'm one of those people that is so like attached to my people and I'm so loyal. And not that it's a bad thing, it's just sometimes it could be to my own fault and it does affect my mindset, right? So literally I've been praying for God to change even my mindset around like just loyalty that I have to certain people and certain things and situations and whatnot, because it was hard for me to let go and I would always take the brunt of it. And it's like I didn't have to. So if nothing else, start praying about things to just be shifted in your mindset, because even then, when you start to see people and things fall away, it won't bother you as much, because you'll realize, well, that's what I prayed for. And now I'm starting to feel the chains falling off, starting to feel the weight off my shoulders. So look, let it go.
Yeah. Hey, see, right there, what she said, and then also don't be mad if you don't see immediate change, or don't be upset when you see change and then you kind of fall back a little bit. We're human. You're supposed to mess up. That's what you're supposed to do. But the thing is that when you mess up, you learn from your mistakes and you keep on going. You don't just say, "Oh, I messed up," and you just stay that way. You mess up and then you tweak it along the way, because we're human. And the whole relationship thing and just learning to let go. I think the biggest thing about like mindset is your relationships, and sometimes it's your family. And I'm so sorry to say this, but it's your family, because they don't be ready to accept the new you, because they're so comfortable with being who they are and never changing, that they can accept the fact that you're a new you. How dare you be anybody else? How dare you not be the old person that I can complain to? How dare you not be the person that can gossip with? How dare you be the person that always negative with? How dare you be the person that saying positive things? They don't know, so they get and like, I'm not saying cut your family off. Don't do that, because that's your family.
Right.
But in some cases you got to, or you gotta remove yourself from your family.
Retreat.
Retreat. And it can look a lot of different ways. Maybe you don't stay on the phone. Maybe you don't feed off into what they saying, or they get to talking that talk. You like, all right, I gotta go. I don't want to. You just dismiss yourself. There's a way that you can dismiss yourself that's not gonna come off as like, you being dismissive or you being rude. You always want to be humble, because you're growing. You ain't trying to make nobody feel bad, but sometimes your family, your cousins, your aunties, your uncles, your mama, your daddy, your grandma, your grandpa. You gotta look, Granny. I can't gossip with you right now. Like, I can't do it, like, because they're not feeding you anything.
Exactly.
It's just feeding you more trash. So that's all I really have for y'all. Amanda, do you have any like cool things you want to plug? I know you plug TC Nursing a lot, and I'm about to go look up some.
I'm sorry, y'all. Like,
I'm feeling that head.
Look. Yeah.
No.
I mean, I don't, because like I said, it's really just been a lot of growth for me this year. And so I just want to share that with people, like I see the change in me. I feel the change in me. Hopefully, it's not just inner, but it's also exuding outer, and other people are seeing it. And so if I can be the evidence and the walking testimony, like, that's what I want to be. I'm here to be a disciple. And so, I mean, I'm not about to sit here and like try and convert you to nothing, but truly, if there is some way where, if this is what you need, you can do better, be better. I want to help, I just want to help. I want to encourage. I want to, get people to a new level. And so, yeah, Transformation Church truly has been a major factor for me. It's been a shift. Even the way transformation came about. I'm a sneakerhead. I was told about Pastor Mike because the boy got fresh Snickers every Sunday. But literally following some of the sermons, it's really changed my life. And so, check out Transformation Church. Go to YouTube. It's free. Go to YouTube, check out Transformation, find a series. He has several series and different ones speak to different things. You never know. It might be the one that grabs you. It's a podcast. Go to Spotify, Apple Music. They got a podcast too. You can listen to it if you prefer to listen over watch it. I would suggest watching though, because the illustrations, y'all, they be fire.
You can illustrate.
Look, every Sunday it's like an illustration up there. It's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, no, it's really fire. And then, like I said, one other really big transformation that's helped for me has been Clemmer seminars. They are truly amazing. You can check them out at clemmer.com. They have different basically little classes everywhere. They're started personal mastery. It's literally a 3-day weekend type of situation. You go into class, it's interactive, and you bust up some things that like you may have thought were serving you and they really aren't. And so it's amazing. I actually just got my mom to go to one, and like my mom is like, what? She just had a birthday in October, turned 64 or something or whatever. So you're never too old to change. You're never too old to start changing your mindsets and seeing that, okay, X, Y, and Z ain't been serving me for all these years. It's time to do something new. And so Climber is huge for that. And really, honestly, y'all, if you check it out and you like it, really hit me up. Send me a DM, let me know, because I know that, again, I work in finance, so I know finances are crazy for people nowadays, and sometimes it's a little hard. I have a discount code, just so you know. I've been to enough classes where I got a discount code. I got some ways to help you out. So if you're serious and you're down for it and you find one in your city, state, whatever the case may be, hit me up. I got you. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Other than that, you know where to find me. Follow me on my socials, smile_for_Amanda, or at my business page, love.vibes. Same thing for the website, lovevibes.com. To find Kay at.
First, I do want to kind of give a little resource.
Yeah.
I have a friend. She has a podcast. It's Pop the News Podcast. He actually helped me a lot. Mindfulness and wellness. And she's a good person. Her name's Tyler Riley. Pop the News Podcast. Some people probably already listened to it. But she definitely helped me in like changing my mindset and everything. And then I have like a meditation guide that I listen to, and it's by a Black girl too.
That's dope.
Yes, it is. And I think it's called like meditation for Black women. I've been using this for quite some time now. I'm actually trying to remember the name of it. But I can't remember the name of it right now, but I'll have it.
We'll put it in the links in the description below so that way you can find it.
I will definitely put it in the links below. I mean, to this day, I think I've been listening to this meditation for 4 years now, and there's still times where I would say lines out of it, just because, and it's for specifically for like Black women. I feel like just because the way she talks and the what she says, are some of the things that we need to hear. So I definitely did that. I'll leave that in the comments below. The other thing I'm gonna leave you guys with is don't forget to follow me on my socials at Everyday People World. You can find me there. Also, everydaypeopleworld.com. Don't forget to get your
yeah, they're fire. But yeah, we truly appreciate you guys tapping in, watching another episode with us. We thank you. We are so ecstatic to be on this journey with you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode.
Comment, leave us leave us a comment. Let us know what you loved about it, what you enjoy. If there's a topic that we covered that really hit home for you, let us know that. If there's something that we didn't cover but you want to talk about or you want us to talk about, let us know that. Yeah, please let us know.
Let us know
how you reset.
Yeah.
What do you do? Maybe we can talk about it,
or maybe we need it. Like, well, no, the rest help me. Exactly. So yeah, absolutely. Make sure you guys subscribe and follow us on all of our socials at We Got Ish to Say Pod. If it's on Twitter, it's with the number 2, not with the TO. And I believe that is it. So we will see y'all on the next episode.